Welcome to another video, guys. The new expansion just got announced and it's looking to be pretty spicy. So in this video we're gonna go over all the information we have, the patch notes, all the cards we're having access to already, and everything you need to know. So I hope you find the video helpful, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be awesome. And don't forget to check me out live on stream each Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, including today, where I will be live as soon as the patch goes through.
You are not prepared!
Okay, so here's the new expansion. Break the rules in Escape from Violet Hold, Hearthstone's next expansion. We can see some pretty iconic characters here. Hogger, Vanessa, what's her face, the panda girl. Is that Godfrey? Looks kind of like Godfrey. And this Night Elf girl, Warden something? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, launching on July 7th, Hearthstone's next expansion follows a ragtag group of outlaws as they hatch a daring plan to break out of Battlegrounds' maximum security prison. Get ready to escape from the Violet Hold. In this unprecedented expansion, you'll break the very rules of Hearthstone with brand new mechanics, running duplicate legendaries, sneaking minions onto your opponent's side of the board, and drawing an extra card each turn. Might sound illegal, but in this expansion you're playing by your own rules. Okay, I'm assuming that's gonna be a bug-free, smooth patch launch, I can tell you that much. I'm kinda worried, not gonna lie. The mastermind behind this heist is Vanessa Van Cleef, daughter of notorious Defias Brotherhood leader Edwin Van Cleef. She's assembling the best of the worst for the ultimate prison break. With magically sealed cells, armored guards, and a prison that shifts into an arcane maze, escaping the hold is said to be impossible. Vanessa and her crew plan to prove otherwise. As if the traps and guards weren't enough, the legendary Watcher Maiev, okay, that's what she was called, has been summoned as the new warden. You didn't think getting out would be easy, did you? Rules are made to be broken. Every class gets a legendary rule breaker minion that warps a core Hearthstone rule in different ways. They were locked up for breaking the rules, and now Vanessa is pulling strings behind the scenes, arranging prison transfers to assemble the perfect crew and put those talents to work for the breakout. These cards push the limits further than ever before and open up entirely new ways to play. Hogger's flying off the chain apparently, and here he is, 8 mana warrior legendary minion. It's a 10/10 taunt, start of game, duplicate all other legendary cards in your deck. Okay, that is something we haven't seen before. This should be pretty fun. Not to mention this guy has some pretty premium stats and has a taunt, because a lot of the times cards like these basically are a bunch of stats do nothing. But this looks pretty interesting, and being able to have duplicates of legendaries for the first time ever would be pretty fun indeed. At the start of the game, Chainbreaker Hogger duplicates all the legendaries in your deck. Those one copy limits gone. Hogger turns your strongest cards into double trouble, opening up previously unthinkable strategies. And there we have a full hand of Legos. That's pretty fun indeed. But let's move on. Take 2 hero powers and call me in the morning. What the hell? We have a 5 mana Death Knight legendary, Blood Doctor Thalina. She's a 4/5 undead battlecry. Get a second hero power that costs corpses. Damn son, that's actually kinda insane. It's gonna cost 3 corpses each time. Vampire's Kiss. Give a minion +3 attack. This costs corpses instead of mana. Okay, we already heard that. Well, that's pretty cool. Like, basically hero power for 2 mana and spend 3 corpses to give it +3 attack. That's gonna be 4 damage for the face each turn. Sounds like a pretty decent aggressive strategy if you ask me. But you could also be using it in the defensive options, because giving yourself +3 attack to your lifesteal rush minion cost corpses as well would be pretty good indeed. So all around sounds pretty interesting indeed. The Death Knight rule breaker is Blood Doctor Thalina, Prison Doctor by day, Vampire by night, secretly feeding on the very patients she treats. She breaks the rules by unlocking a second hero power, Vampire's Kiss. It uses corpses instead of mana, turning raw flesh into raw power. Okay, sounds pretty cool indeed. I don't think I have access to a GIF from this thing, so there's that. I'm just gonna have to take their word for it. Draw rules, void where prohibited. And we have the 4 mana Demon Hunter, a legendary Irida Sinseeker. Lifesteal Battlecry, send your deck to the void. At the start of your turns, get 2 cards from the void. She's a 4 mana 7/5. That's interesting. So from what I understand, you basically are going to be drawing yourself 2 cards, but you're also going to start taking fatigue damage, which is definitely a risk worth taking if you're an aggressive deck. And Demon Hunters do love be aggressive. So yeah, kind of cool indeed. In Hearthstone, each player draws 1 card at the start card of their turn, Irida Sinseeker was never a fan of that rule. This new Demon Hunter legendary sends your entire deck into the void and gives you 2 cards from it each turn. Use Irida's lifesteal to survive fatigue damage and take advantage of an empty deck with cards like Eternal Hold or Omen of the End. Okay, I mean, that really is interesting. There are a few cards that actually benefit from you not having any cards in your deck, so we should be seeing some pretty interesting strategies for sure. But yeah, you will be taking fatigue damage, so a price worth paying if you want to be aggressive and quick with the card draw. There's also a new keyword, Prepare. The new Prepare keyword lets you set up explosive turns in advance. Drag a Prepare card onto your deck to spend your remaining mana and reduce its cost by the amount +1. It returns to your hand and it can be played on future turns. For example, if you have 3 mana left, it becomes 4 mana cheaper. When you play that Prepare card on a later turn, you can surprise your opponent with a much bigger play than expected. So it's basically like a prep, but you actually get to use the benefit from it for next turn, and it is 1 mana bigger than the mana you spent. It is another tradable like mechanic, like you hover over your deck with it, but instead of it shuffling and giving you a card, you are going to be getting a discount for that card for your future turns, so that can indeed be pretty powerful if played right. And here's the first Prepare card we're seeing, the 6 mana Vanessa the Ringleader. She's a 4/4 neutral legendary, and here's a strange little marking this card has. I'm sure they're gonna say what that means, but the Prepare is after you play a card, get a random battlecry minion, it costs 2 less. So basically, if you prepare this thing on turn 5, it's gonna cost 0 mana on turn 6, and you get to get yourself quite a lot of cheaper battlecry minions that way, which should be pretty good indeed. As a strategic mastermind, Vanessa Van Cleef perfectly embodies the new Prepare keyword. With Edwin Van Cleef out of the picture, it was his daughter Vanessa who rebuilt the Defias Brotherhood. So when she found herself behind bars, she was the one person with the leadership chops to wrangle a crew of misfits bold enough to orchestrate a breakout. Okay, no, I mean, this apparently is the Prepare keywords, like the tradable we get on Vipers and such. Anyway, moving down, with a variety of effects at your disposal, Prepare will have you ready for anything when navigating the labyrinth of halls, chambers, and traps that is the Violet Hold. Here we have a couple of other neutral minions. The 3 mana Defias Smuggler. He's a 2/3 neutral. Prepare Battlecry, give a friendly minion +2 attack and rush. Sounds interesting. You could be doing this on some kind of lifesteal minion or some kind of minion that really has a big effect, like let's say a Lake Thrasher attacking adjacent minions or something like that. I'm not really sure off the top of my head what kind of deck would be abusing this guy, but surely there's going to be some cracked strategies giving +2 attack and most importantly rush to a minion you're not supposed to. Sounds like a good idea to me, especially given this thing can cost you 0 mana, basically if you prepare it on turn 2. We also have the 3 mana 2/3 Tunneling Geomancer, neutral epic. Prepare spell damage +1. Essentially, it's gonna be a 0 mana plus spell damage, and some of those spell burn decks can definitely abuse this guy, even though I'm not sure it's gonna be that amazing spending all of that mana to actually only get just 1 extra spell damage that turn, but something like Burn Mage surely could be abusing something like this, as long as they don't fall behind too much. There's also the 9 mana 4/4 Black Market Auctioneer. Prepare, whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. Oh my goodness. Is Cycle Row gonna be back on the menu, boys? That sounds pretty powerful, albeit this thing costing 9 mana is not gonna be a joke. Having to get all of that discounts beforehand, but I do believe some classes can definitely abuse this thing big time. Maybe some kind of druid with a lot of ramp. That kind of stuff sounds like a viable strategy, especially since it's a class that can actually take a beating and recover from it. We also have the 3 mana 4/3 Undead Commissary Crook. This time it's a druid epic card, Undead. That's weird. Prepare Battlecry, spend all your mana, summon a random minion of that cost. Doesn't strike me as a super amazing minion off the top of my head, even at 0. Like, you prepare this on turn 2 and play it on turn 3, and it's gonna be a 4/3 that summons you a random free drop, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely one of the cards ever, but I'm not sure it's that powerful to actually be running it, and especially to be skipping your turn 2. Moving down, we have Case the Hold. The Violet Hold is a sprawling prison full of surprises. Scope out the forbidden artifact lockup, the medical ward, and heavily enchanted containment units holding some very dangerous magical entities. Down in the demon vaults, Morak has been just waiting for a chance to break loose. And this is gonna be the Warlock legendary. 10 mana, prepare card. It's a 6/5 demon, and it has Death Rattle, summon a random demon from your deck. Give it Death Rattle, summon Morag. So basically, as long as you have yourself some good demons in your deck, this thing is gonna be a perpetual loop unless it gets hexed, silenced, or something in between. It is just gonna keep on coming back. The minion itself is kind of a do-nothing card, but it is gonna be fishing out a lot of other bigger, better demons for you. And the fact fact you can prepare this a couple of turns. Basically allows it to drop it as soon as turn 5, turn 6, something like that. Albeit you are gonna have to have quite a few turns where you basically do nothing, so might turn out to be a little bit too slow of a strategy, but if it receives some kind of support, maybe it's not that slow. Morag is no mastermind, just an observer demon who enjoys causing mayhem by opening cells and unleashing other demons. With prepare, you can unleash them when it benefits you the most. So yeah, we do have ourselves quite a few interesting demons worth unleashing sooner than they're supposed to, so it is sounding like a good card, but we're gonna have to see how it plays out to really determine if it's gonna be worth it or not. The Warden initiates lockdown. Of course, no one is breaking out of the Violet Hold without getting past the Warden, and when things spiral out of control like this, they call in the best Warden, Maiev. And she's a 2-mana 1/4 legendary, neutral. Warden Maiev, after you play a minion, give it +3/+3 and make it go dormant for 1 turn. Bit slow, and it doesn't sound like a really powerful thing to be doing, but maybe there is gonna be some kind of dormant synergy this expansion that is gonna allow this card to actually feel a lot better than it looks. +3/+3 ain't no joke, but skipping basically a couple of turns like that really doesn't sound too strong to me, so again, we're gonna have to wait and see the final results and how the card looks in action. She instantly traps anything you play, locking it down and securing it for 1 turn. Then it returns to play with a big buff. It can be handy to protect a card for a turn or let your smaller minions do a few push-ups before going into battle. Yeah, now that they said it, it does sound interesting, like you play this thing and you put down a minion that you don't really want to be attacking with but has some kind of massive effect, like let's say, what was that double battle cry, double death rattle and end turn effects guy called the 7-drop legendary? Something, a card like that could actually be very interesting, protecting it until you can actually reach your next turn where you're gonna have plenty of mana. Something like that definitely makes sense, especially given this thing is a neutral card, so surely there's gonna be plenty of cards and classes that can be benefiting by something like this. Like let's say a hunter, you play this thing on turn 2, if it survives then you play yourself a Neri on the board, and on turn 4 Neri comes out with 5/8 and you get the double up 4 1-drop spells. Could be pretty insane indeed. Maiev Shadow Song is the Warden who kept Illidan imprisoned for 10,000 years, not exactly who you want guarding the exit when you're trying to fly the coop. Next up, become a Master of Disguise. With the new disguised minions, you can, for the first time in Hearthstone history, play minions on your opponent's side of the board. For the warrior class, minions often become enraged when they take damage, so Disguised Watchman's ability feels right at home on your side of the board. Here she is, a 2-mana 2/4, rare warrior card, can be played on both sides. Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all other friendly minions twice. There are a few enraged warrior cards in the game right now, but more importantly, this thing dealing 2 damage AoE to the enemy board for only 2 mana definitely sounds like it's gonna be the stronger option for the most cases, and it's gonna feel awfully disgusting, not gonna lie. 2 mana 2 damage AoE sounds a little bit too strong, but let's see how it really plays out. But if your opponent decides to go low and wide, you can play her onto their board to unleash a sneaky attack. Indeed. We also have new bribe cards. Bribe your way out. Not every obstacle in the Violet Hold requires brute force. Sometimes a deal is the best way forward. Bribe cards give you a powerful effect while also giving your opponent a little something in return. We have the 3-mana rogue card. What else would a bribe card class look like? Deadly Bribe. Destroy a minion and give your opponent a coin. Combo, you get 1/2. Doesn't sound that insane, especially given the opponent a coin, but rogues do have quite a few interesting situations where coins definitely benefit them the most, and prepping this thing literally allows it to only spend 1 mana to get yourself a coin and destroy something large. The thing is, it doesn't destroy a random minion, so things like Tortala would not be something you could be using this card for, but still being able to destroy a large man shouldn't be too bad. And we also have a 2-mana demon bribe card, Dark Bribe. It's a shadow spell, draw 3 cards, pick 1 to give your opponent. Would be funny to give a rogue their King Lane, that'd be pretty disgusting indeed. What other cards could you be giving the opponent that really benefits you more than them? I don't know. I mean, it's still just a 2-mana draw 2 cards for Demon Hunter and also give the opponent an extra card, which might actually bring them to fatigue. Could be an interesting situation, so should be a decent card indeed, especially for some faster aggressive versions. Should be great for Spell Demon Hunter, that kind of stuff. We can also claim free cards early. Keep this between us, but we're smuggling you a free legendary ahead of release. Log in now to claim Vanessa Vanessa the Ringleader for free and start planning your escape with Prepare. You can also spring free additional free cards before expansion launch through in-game events, participate to receive the Prepare cards Tunneling, Geomancer and Commissary Crook, and the bribe card Deadly Bribe. Just don't let the guards see. Okay, so the rogue card Deadly Bribe is gonna be one of them, they said. We're also getting the Commissary Crook, the Druid card, the Tunneling Geomancer, and of course Vanessa the Ringleader. So yeah, interesting cards we're gonna be getting, especially Vanessa. Straight out, as soon as we log in today, we are gonna have access to her from what I'm understanding. That should be pretty fun, so do check out the stream and see how we're doing with her. Okay, moving down, there's also gonna be a pre-release Tavern Brawl. Sneak into the pre-release Tavern Brawl to try escape from Violet Hold early. We're rolling out a new format where you build a deck using only cards from the set, and you can use cards from any class together in one deck. Oh my goodness. Everyone starts with trial copies of all Escape from Violet Hold common cards, which you can use alongside any other Escape from Violet Hold cards you open from packs. The pre-release Tavern Brawl starts on June 30th at 10 AM PDT, 1 week before the expansion launches on July 7th at 10 AM PDT. In addition to no class restrictions, there will be no rune restrictions. The Discover pool includes both Standard and Escape from Violet Hold. Access to the Escape from Violet Hold trial cards is temporary and limited to the pre-release Tavern Brawl, which starts June 30th at 10 AM PDT. When patch 36.0 goes live and ends on July 7th at 10 AM PDT, when the expansion launches, after which they are removed. Well, that definitely sounds crazy. I'm pretty happy they're giving us some free cards for people that actually don't spend money on getting themselves pre-purchases, but it's just common cards, so it's really not that big a deal. But this really sounds crazy, guys. Like, this will be a bug fiesta if I ever saw one. Like, there's no way they can balance this shit out at all. Like, it is gonna be absolute mayhem, absolute chaos. Should be interesting to look at. Not sure how fun it's gonna be to play, but it should be definitely a sight to behold. The sucky part is that this time the pre-release Tavern Brawl is not gonna be something we're gonna have some kind of way of predetermining what the best decks are gonna be from the Fury crafting streams, but to be fair, that might also be considered a good thing, because players can actually get to figure out this thing on their own, which is also having fun on its own. Pre-order Escape the Violet Hold now. Prepare for the big breakout in Escape from Violet Hold with one of our pre-purchase options. Choose the pre-purchase bundle, the pre-purchase mega bundle, or pick up both to receive 2 random golden epic cards from Escape from Violet Hold and unlock the option to purchase the pre-purchase sequence bundle containing the Morag Diamond legendary card. Pre-purchase bundles are available until the expansion launches on July 7th. Okay, here's what the mega bundle is looking like. It's gonna have an interesting looking paladin skin. I'm not sure who this character is. Do let me know in the comments if you guys know. Maybe it's actually written here. What am I talking about? Yeah, it's apparently Beatrix. Never heard of her, but enough about that. It's gonna give you 80 normal packs, 10 golden ones, 1 random signature Escape from Violet Hold legendary, 1 random golden Escape Violet Hold legendary, 4 tavern tickets, and the High Commander Beatrix Paladin hero skin and card back. Looks alright, I guess. Card back doesn't look that interesting, honestly. Feels a little bit outdated. Escape from Violet Hold pre-purchase bundle. Here's the normal one. The regular bundle is gonna have 60 packs, 2 random Escape legendary cards, and the High Commander Beatrix card back. Not the skin though. And the sequence bundle. This is for the big whales. Purchasing both bundles above rewards you with 2 free random golden epic cards from Escape from Violet Hold and unlocks the option to purchase this bundle. It offers top tier rewards and the Warlock Diamond legendary card Morag. Includes 15 Escape from Violet Hold packs, 30 golden Escape from Violet Hold packs, 1 random signature Escape legendary card, and 1 Diamond legendary Morag card. And that's really about it for this announcement blog. Now we get to see what the patch is going to be looking like for today. This video is already quite long, not gonna lie, but making 2 videos for patch notes that come out at the same time doesn't make too much sense, so let's bang it out in the same time. And here it is, patch notes 35.6. Patch 35.6 launches today, starts the countdown to Hearthstone's next expansion, Escape from the Violet Hold. It also contains balance updates for Battlegrounds and Arena, new events with free rewards, and more. Sadly, I'm not seeing standard balance changes, so sucks to be us, I guess. Moving down, pre-purchase Escape from Violet Hold. Prepare to pull off the ultimate heist when Escape from Violet Hold launches on July 7th. Azeroth's most infamous inmates are planning a daring prison break, and no one escapes the Violet Hold without breaking a few rules. In this new expansion, Vanessa Van Cleef assembles a ragtag crew of outlaws to attempt the impossible: escape Dalaran's maximum security prison, even as Maiev Shadow Song locks the prison down and transforms it into a shifting arcane maze. To pull it start off, you'll use the new prepare keyword to set up explosive plays, sneak minions into your opponent's side of the board, and defy the very rules of Hearthstone with new legendary rule breaker minions. From running duplicate legendaries to unlocking a second hero power, this expansion pushes Hearthstone's limits further than ever. Escape from Violet Hold features 135 new collectible cards. You can learn all about the new cards and mechanics in the Escape the Violet Hold announcement blog, which we already covered. Here's the mega bundle, already saw that. There's also another runestone offer apparently, yada yada. Log in and get Vanessa the Ringleader for free. Log into Hearthstone now to get Vanessa the Ringleader legendary card for free, and she is the prepare card we already saw. Limits 1 per account. There's also gonna be a new legendary quest line, Prison Break. This thing starts today, and as soon as you start it, you are gonna be getting yourself the epic tunnel neutral cards, which could definitely work decently well in something like a Burn Mage, I'd say. You're also gonna get yourself a Cataclysm pack, a random hero skin, which is pretty fun, a golden version of the neutral epic, another golden Cataclysm pack, and even a regular Dalaran pack at the end, so all around not bad. From June 2nd to 16th, Vanessa Van Cleave, the mastermind behind the big breakout, is orchestrating a series of prison transfers to assemble her crew inside the Violet Hold. The inmates she needs are scattered across Azeroth's most secure prisons, so you will need to distract Warden Maiev while Vanessa pulls the strings to bring them together. Lend a hand, and there's a little contraband in it for you. Okay, we already went through the rewards, so no need to go again. And there's also gonna be another lockdown event, which starts from June 16th to July 7th. And this time, this is gonna give you the Druid epic. There's also the bribe cards for Rogue, and their golden versions, and even a Vanessa skin at the end, but yeah, let's read them through here. From June 16th to July 7th, when the expansion launches, Warden Maiev is initiating a full lockdown across the Violet Hold. Tread carefully while completing these event missions. It's almost time to enact Vanessa Van Cleave's master plan, help with the final preparations, and you won't walk away empty-handed. And the rewards are the Dalaran Warden Maiev Rogue hero skin at the end, 2 commissary crooks, golden and regular versions, 2 deadly bribes, again, both versions, 3 escape from Violet Hold packs, 1 Cataclysm pack, and 2 tavern tickets. Here's what the skin looks like up close, kinda cool, nice and purpley. Here's both the cards. Event rewards cards will be available again in a future patch. So basically, if you miss this event, later on you will be able to get these cards, probably from opening a single Violet Hold pack, but we're gonna have to wait for a patch for that to be happening. Starting in patch 35.6, Dragon Soul Shattered will be granted after opening a Cataclysm pack. So basically today, if you've missed the Dragon Soul, this is how you get to open it. Just open yourself 1 Cataclysm pack and the Dragon Soul is gonna be in there. After patch 36.0, Tunneling Geomancer will be granted after opening Escape from Violet Hold pack, and starting patch 36.2, Commissary Crook and Deadly Bribe will be granted after opening a single hold pack. But we don't know exactly when 36.2 is gonna be, maybe in a couple of weeks after 36.0. There's also gonna be a new legendary quest chain. When it comes to pulling off a successful heist, preparation is key. Start planning your breakout early with a new legendary quest chain from the launch of patch 35.6 until Escape from Violet Hold goes live on July 7th. Play standard games and rake in the loot. The rewards are gonna be 1 golden Escape from Violet Hold pack, 1 Escape from Violet Hold pack, 1 golden Cataclysm, and 1 regular Cataclysm pack. There's also gonna be some arena updates. Dev comment, well met. We've enjoyed seeing all the creative class combination in this season of Dual Class Arena. We've heard your feedback that double Herald drafts can be a bit too strong, leading to snowballing games that are not as fun to play against. So we're reducing how often these cards appear. When Herald cards first launched, we intentionally increased its appearance rate to highlight the new mechanic. Now we're dialing that back for a healthier Dual Class Arena experience. Specifically, we're reducing the number of Herald cards and legendary buckets that contain Herald legendaries by 1 and replacing it with a non-Herald card, as well as lowering the overall appearance rate of Herald cards to be in line with other class cards. We hope these changes herald a more fun playing field for everyone. We'll see you in the tavern. There's also some Battleground updates, which we're not gonna cover over here. You can watch somebody that does Battlegrounds basically, but there are plenty of changes, so don't want to make half the video about Battlegrounds on a standard channel now, yeah? And here's where we are now. Pet Katoon brings tiny raids to Darkmoon Fair treasures. What was that supposed to mean? Here it is. Pet Katoon looks kinda weird, not gonna lie. From June 9th to July 7th, a mini pet version of Katoon will be up for grabs at the Darkmoon Fair treasure booth. Alongside a fresh selection of fantastical prizes, this otherworldly cosmetic companion reacts to your games with a wide range of animations, including entrance moments, victory and defeat reactions, and expressive emotes. To study the old gods, Battlegrounds, more safely, the mages of Dalaran created their own version of Khatun. Unfortunately, this tiny old god proved both too adorable and too unsettling to be useful for research. GIF of Khatun. After build... What do you mean GIF of Khatun? Is this supposed to be a GIF of Khatun? Okay. After building a miniature battlefield simulation to observe his behavior, the Kirantor realized they were not learning much about the real Khatun and handed him over to the Violet Hold for containment. Now somehow he has found its way to the Darkmoon Fair and is looking for someone to drive into madness, keep him company. This Khatun still loves playing with its research setup. Activate the Ankira Gates toy to summon a wave of changing toy soldiers, then tap his eyeball to fire lasers and zap them down one by one. If his health drops too low, he'll get annoyed and unleash a barrage of lasers to defeat the raid. What the hell? Okay, I guess roping in Hearthstone is gonna be a lot more often when you see this pet, I'm assuming. Khatun reacts to gameplay moments and levels up as you play. Earn XP through various in-game actions to unlock new skins, including Zombie Khatun, Black Empire Khatun, and Mech Khatun. Not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of how it looks. I wouldn't say it looks cute, it looks kind of weird or something, I don't know, but should be fun to have something to click on the board, that's for sure. So let's wait and see how it's gonna look like in-game. Probably a little bit cuter, that's for sure. Each pet earns XP differently, rewarding the kind of play it enjoys. Khatun thrives on darkness, mayhem, and the terror installed by the old gods. Here's how to earn XP with Khatun. Feed him a treat, have your hero take damage on your turn, or shop phase, apparently in Battlegrounds too. A friendly minion dies during your turn or shop phase, deal exactly 1 damage to an enemy, discard a card, play a card, and so on and so forth. Basically play the game and you're gonna get it. Darkmoon Fair Treasure is our random pull system that rewards pets, mythic skins, signature cards, hero skins, and more. The first pull is free, and subsequent pulls require runestones to purchase. Every pull guarantees a prize. As the prize collections in the treasure booth rotates, prices adjust to match the value of the current items. And you can read more about the current value of Darkmoon Fair treasures, as well as pull rates and odds. It is definitely a lot more transparent when it first came out, so that is definitely a huge step in the right direction. So yeah, if you guys want, you can try your luck. You're still gonna get yourself a free spin, so that's gonna be pretty cool, and 1 out of 1,000 can actually get themselves the pet. Or were the odds worse than that? I don't know. They're also reminding us to claim our free packs out of the Battle.net shop. And don't forget to visit the Battle.net shop to claim a free pack each week. Here are the packs we're giving out in the next 4 weeks. There's gonna be 1 Golden Cataclysm pack on June 6th to 9th. After that, just a Cataclysm pack. From 9th to 16th. From 16th to 23rd, another Cataclysm pack. And from 23rd to 30th, another Cataclysm pack. So all around free regular, 1 Golden Cataclysm pack. Definitely nothing to scoff at. Just check the shop and grab them while they're hot. There's also quite a few bug fixes here for Hearthstone. There's also cosmetic fixes, battleground fixes, that kind of stuff, arena fix, solo adventure fix, and general fix. From what I understand, it's not that there were that many bugs in the game, they just started listing them a lot more detailed. So again, not a bad thing if you really want to be reading up on some of the bugs that were in the game, and maybe if you're looking for something in particular that you experienced, you are going to be able to actually see if it actually got fixed. But yeah, I'm not going to go over these right now. This was already a mouthful, that's what she said, so let's just wrap it up. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, and do let me know in the comments what card you're most excited about out of these new ones. And I would be happy to see you guys live on stream today as soon as the patch comes out, so we can try and find some new amazing decks with the new Prepare Legendary card. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Kris05, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.